Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the first of our Road to Holiday series, our first webinar. Today it's getting started on X. We are very excited to guide you through how you can get your business set up and surge during this holiday season. Our goal today is to give you some actionable insights and takeaways, concise takeaways to give you to help you get your business thriving during the holiday season. And we are going to explore why X is a platform that is vital for you during all these big consumer moments.
Very exciting stuff.
Alrighty, so to introduce ourselves, I am Shauna. I am a partner manager here at X. I've been at X for over 3 years now. This is my first, I just moved over to the US, so this is my first holiday season in the US. So I'm excited to see and experience all the things I saw growing up in movies come to life.
So exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to experience that with you. I'm Jessie. I'm a client account manager here at X. I have been at X for a few months now, and I'm very excited about the holiday season because I am like the designated gift giver of my family. So anytime there's a holiday, a birthday, I'm the one that buys the gifts. And I kind of think of it as a superpower at this point and not a chore. So holidays are like my time to shine. So I'm very excited to be here with you all today.
Are you an early buyer or a last minute buyer?
For some people, I am an early buyer. If I see something even in the summer that I know someone would like, I'll buy it.
Oh, wow.
But like, honestly, for my parents, I'm kind of a late buyer.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom and dad, but I
I'm a
gotta make
late
it
buyer.
perfect.
I'm a late buyer always. I try to be organized, around Black Friday,
Totally.
Cyber Monday, but then I end up just buying myself gifts at that time.
Totally. Only on X though.
Only on X, obviously. Alrighty, so in the next 30 minutes, we want to we're going to dive into some content that is designed to enable and empower you to drive success for your business, and then get your first campaign up and running and off the ground. So we'll start by discussing the power of the holidays and the shopping season on X. We're going to chat through buyer behavior and how you can use it to guide your campaign. Then Jessie is going to cover how you can build your presence on the platform and get your profile set up. And then we will walk you through some campaign setup examples and share some best practice.
Yeah, so lots to do. Okay. Very exciting.
Now, just a little bit of housekeeping. So before we get started, we are going to share this presentation at the end. So we'll ask you to not record or take screenshots. I know, as tempting as it is. But you'll also have the opportunity to ask questions at the end. We have a Q&A feature, or if you have very business specific questions, there's a QR code at the end that you can scan, and we have amazing ad specialists that are willing and able and ready to help you with your particular business and getting your first campaign up and running. They'll help you optimize and get everything set up. They'll get in touch with you after this. Alrighty, so will we just dive in?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Get cracking. Alrighty. Okay, so as many of you may already know, so X is in a very unique position when we compare to our competitors, especially during high stake periods. So unlike any other platforms where people can often go to disconnect or tune out or mindlessly scroll, the data consistently shows that our users come to X to actively tune in. So that is a very key important phrase here that we're going to constantly harp on about today. So our users come to X to actively look and to stay connected with what's happening. So whether that's news, cultural moments,
Taylor and Travis getting engaged, big day yesterday, all over X.
If it's big sporting events,
yep.
Big movie releases, reality TV moments,
totally.
Scandival,
Real Housewives.
Everybody knows where they were when Scandival happened.
We're all over that.
Yesterday, as you said, big moments like Travis, big monumental, life-changing moments like Travis and
history.
Taylor getting engaged. So X, people are tuned in for X during these real-time moments for real connection. Our audience have that active, tuned in mindset, and that really sets the stage for our unique consumer for businesses that businesses can harness. So when we talk about businesses harnessing this unique engagement, we are talking some pretty colossal numbers, which are pretty mind-boggling when we look into them. So they are
holiday spending and e-commerce on X is crazy. Like you can see on the slide here, the numbers are super high. And we do it throughout the years too. So you can see last year in 2024, the numbers that we had were
so
massive.
When we look at the US and the spending habits that are happening in the US, again, as I said, this is all new to me.
We have a Europe girl over here.
The US, the consumers in the US spent a whopping 994 billion on holiday sales last year, and that is set to increase year over year. So when you consider that, the amount people are going to be spending, and then plus our tuned in, attentive, leaned in audience, you can see that X is a perfect platform for the holiday season.
It's like the world's biggest shopping cart.
Oh, literally.
Honestly.
Yeah. So all of this is really important because it's not just noise, it's the quality behind the numbers as well. So as we said, our X users are planning on going to be spending big this holiday season. So they are 69% more likely to spend this holiday than they did this time last year.
Mhm.
So when it comes to our X users spending, our X users have more disposable income than non-X users. So all of that basically to say that our audience are here to stay and they're here to pay.
Huge indicator.
Alrighty, so again, when we look at our retention metrics, we can see that our X users have, as I said, a higher average income than our non-X users. So they are going to be leaned in. So according to GWI, our X users are shopaholics, brand loyalists, and trendsetters when we compare them to our non-X users, just like Jessie and I.
Yeah.
So in practice, what does that actually mean for a business owner? It means that these aren't just statistics. This is for you to, when you're creating your business strategy, you want to make sure that you know that the X users are not just passive consumers, they are amplifiers. So they actively seek out and engage and share what's new and what's exciting to drive conversation. Alrighty, so if we want to connect this obviously to the bigger picture, as we've been constantly saying, that our X users, the reason why people come to X is because of the real-time dynamic. They are here for instant updates, whether it's local news, whether it's product updates, whether it's product launches, movie releases, as we said. This creates the direct connection with the engaged, highly attentive audience. And it's not just about getting your brand seen, it's making sure that your brand is actually part of that conversation that's already happening on the platform. Okay, so this brings me to all of our key holiday dates and the conversation that is actually happening on the platform around these dates. So when you think about the holiday conversation that's happening on the platform, you would probably most likely think that it's happening around November, December, but actually our conversation kicks off as early as July. So our X audience are early birds and they like to get ahead of the trends. So when we look at the holiday season, the conversation starts. So there is I think it's 29% increase in conversation around holiday conversation around the July and August. Yes. And then we can see the conversation begins to even build even more with a 126% increase in holiday mentions around October. And
they just keep going up.
They just keep going up. So it really kind of starts to make me feel, I start to consider my own shopping habits.
Are we behind?
Yeah, are we behind? So as I said, they start to kick off in July. So it's no surprise to anyone if you imagine the conversation is happening as early as July, and the consumer buying behavior mirrors the conversation that's happening on X. So we can see that it starts to kick off in July, but it starts to peak and peak and peak until at least Cyber Monday, or then onto Christmas. We can see that the conversation increases. Last year, it increased by 574% in November when we compared to October. So again, our users are really getting excited about like Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and a lot of the gift giving around Christmas. Another key point to consider is that according to YouGov, our X users are 2 times more likely to spend over $1,000 on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So as I said, they're big spenders. So again, all of that to say that users are discussing the holidays, and it's kicking off in July. And you want to make sure that your business is part of that conversation, and you want to meet the audience where they already are. Okay, so again, as we said, our X users tune in for these big unmissable moments when they unfold. So you want to make sure that you keep your brand relevant to what's happening and always be part of the cultural pulse. So whether this is like our big moments, big planned moments, like the Olympics that happened in 2024, which it's like my Super Bowl. I absolutely love tuning into the Olympics. Or unplanned moments like the Rockstar GTA 6 trailer launch, which, humble brag, I actually got to work on. So it sparked obviously huge engagement and gets everybody excited. So as a business, you want to make sure you're leaned into those big moments and take advantage of them. So not only do our users want to make sure they're part of the conversation, they also come to X to discover products and discover the things that they actually want to buy. So our X users are 30% more likely to discover new products on the platform through social media ads. They are 32% more likely to shop online during the holidays period, and they are 27% more likely to purchase Christmas gifts on their phone. So again, something to keep in mind when you're planning your strategy. Make sure it's obviously mobile friendly. But again, this is to show you that our X users are internet friendly, they're ready to buy, and they're ready to purchase online. Not only are our audience, as I said, they're leaned in, they're inclined to buy something actually off the platform. So there is, as I said, there's something for everybody on X. Our users are early adopters. They're more likely to try new things. They are more likely to be influencers. And they're also more likely to buy from brands that they've seen a few times online. So they're early adopters, influencers, and influencees.
So we have it all.
We have it all. And then a key factor that sets us apart during the holiday season is that X reaches more people throughout the holiday period, more people that you can't find on any other platforms. So we have a very unique incremental reach. So again, another thing to keep in mind.
World's biggest shopping cart.
Exactly. Alrighty, so I'm going to hand you over to Jessie to cover how you can build your presence on X.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk about this because I remember when I was setting up my X profile, it meant a lot to me because it's how everyone sees you. So let's get into it. So your X profile is your brand and your identity on the platform. It is the first thing that people are going to see. It's just like a storefront, a menu, a website. It needs to look sharp, it needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, and it needs to go along with your brand messaging. So when audiences are seeing your ads on X, they are more likely to click onto your profile and learn what you're about. So it's important for you to have a great profile picture and a great header image, which is I like to call a glorified
billboard.
Glorified billboard. Yes, that's exactly the word I was looking for. Okay, so when selecting a photo for your profile picture, you need to choose something that embodies your brand essence. And I know this can be hard from personal reasons. I had a hard time picking my photo too, but ideally this will be a photo that's clear. It will look good in a small circle. This image will serve as your identifier across all your posts. So we recommend this be 400 by 400 pixels or a 1-to-1 square format. All right, now moving into my favorite part, which is the header image. So this image should be that vibrant billboard that highlights latest news, whether it's a new product launch, maybe it's going with the new theme of your brand, a photo shoot that represents what's going on right now, kind of like what's going on in the photo we see here. It could be your brand mood, however you'd like. So we recommend refreshing this image every 3 months. I know I change mine every month because I like to stay up to date and trendy. But as long as this is just 1500 by 500 pixels, you should be all set to go. So you can upload these in a JPEG format, a GIF, or a PNG. And when thinking through next, what to include in your bio. So this is also super important. You have 160 characters to put in your bio that will represent your brand. So this is the first thing besides the images that people are going to not only see, but read about your brand. So you want to make them powerful and impactful. Additionally, in your profile section, we need to make sure that there is a link in your bio. This doesn't have to be to your landing page. It can be to a current campaign you have going on, maybe a new product. But we definitely recommend using a unique link to attract visitors from your site that are coming from X.
What if you are a brick and mortar?
Yeah, so if that's a great question. Thank you, Shauna. So if you are a brick and mortar, be sure to just include your current hours so that the audience or the buyer knows when they can reach you best. I also think that adds some sort of like connection with the client. And speaking on connection, I would love to talk about adding your location. That's something that I recently did and had me connect with multiple people around the New York City area. So adding your location makes you, I think, more relatable because you can relate to where people are from. If it's a founding city, it's somewhere that you ship to. This helps you connect with not only local followers, but a larger audience as well if they have a personal connection to the city. All right, so consistency is key, especially with X. Now you can be like me, I'm posting multiple times a day, or you can post 3 to 5 times per week. So to make the most of your experience on X, consistency is key. Maintaining an active presence with regular organic posts to build visibility and trust over time. And it doesn't take much, just 3 to 5 posts a week can go a very long way on our platform. X has a very conversational nature, which is why I love the platform so much. So it's very easy to interact directly and daily with your audience or your consumers. You can answer questions, you can build relationships. That engagement helps you stand out and shows that you're more than just a profile on our platform. There is a person behind the screen that is relatable, that can help you and walk you through the steps or answer any questions that you have. So a consistent active profile not only boosts credibility, but gives you the space to test, learn, and grow your following steadily, which is very important on our platform, and we'll get back to that soon. So not only running ads is important, but also posting organically is a great way to help your business grow, and it helps it grow in 3 key ways. So first, building a community, which is, I think, the most important part about a business on X. Connecting, what were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say, building a community also builds like authenticity. You get to showcase who you are, you get to showcase your products, have interaction, community. It
adds character.
It adds character, and it builds authenticity. So if you're interested in, if you're looking at a business, you click into the profile and you can see that a business is engaging, they're building community, it definitely makes you more likely to engage.
If I see a business talking about Taylor Swift, I'm gonna buy something for sure, because that's relatable to me. So secondly, you also increase your engagement. So showing up consistently, joining in conversations that matter to your customers is very important, like I just said. And then lastly, you create a social proof profile. So when others see you engaging with your content, it adds credibility and influence, like we said earlier.
Mhm.
So these organic efforts make your brand feel approachable and trustworthy. It makes you relatable. It makes you have a little bit more of a warmer audience that aren't looking at you, again, just like a business where you can buy something, they're looking at is a relatable business where they can be consumers, not just for one purchase, but for a long period of time.
Totally, and it builds a really strong foundation for when you kick off your ad performance, and it allows you to get ready to scale because you already have built that audience who are aware of you and know exactly what you're building, what you're selling, who you are, what services you're offering.
And we're loyal on X.
Exactly. Alrighty, so again, kind of what like Jessie touched on is our organic content and the importance of making sure that your organic content and your organic strategy is built and up to scratch. So what I want to talk about is your organic and your paid strategy working best together.
They go hand in hand, kind of like organic, paid.
Yeah. Okay, so your everyday posts are going to help you build a consistent voice, and they will help you test what resonates with your audience and with the people that are already engaging with you. And then also it helps you stay top of mind. So when something performs well, whether it's in a post and it drives high engagement or it's potentially a trending offer, you can then boost that directly through your profile and put some spend behind it. This approach is a good way of like warming up your audience organically, making sure that they know who you are, and it also extends the reach then with when you strategically add in paid advertising as well. So it's more of a smart and an efficient way of making the most out of your advertising campaigns.
It's so quick too. It's 2 clicks. It's very easy and efficient too.
So in terms of your advertising solutions, so I guess like the real reason that we are here today. So we want to make sure that we give you the tools to support you on every step of your consumer journey, and that from building your brand awareness to driving consideration, and then ultimately, which especially during the holidays, the end goal is to drive users to buy. So if that's like a product, a service, a lead, whatever it is, that final action, we're going to bring you through the full funnel today. So it is very important that you always identify the core objective and the KPI of your campaign. So why, I guess. So because X campaigns are objective based, meaning that the outcome is directly tied to the objective that you select, it is so important that you choose the right one that ensures that your campaign delivers the results that you're actually looking for, and the results that matter most to your business. So whether that means that you're launching a new product, if it means that you want to get people to engage with your brand, or if it means that you're, as I said, ultimately driving people to buy, you're pushing a sale, a service, whatever it is, there is an X campaign objective that aligns with that.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to add that if you aren't sure exactly what your objective is, that's what our ad specialists are here for, to talk through that with you and kind of figure out exactly what you need. And we can pair things up, having upper, middle funnel. So there's a lot of options here at X, and we're here to help you throughout the process.
Yeah. Okay, so to kick off, we're going to start at the top of the funnel. So this is awareness. So if your goal is to get in front of as many people as possible, the reach campaign is the way to go. The way this works is our algorithm helps by prioritizing broad visibility. So making sure that your message lands on front of as many people as possible, the right audience for as many people as possible. So this is perfect for when you want to establish presence and you want people to, or if you're launching a new product that you want everybody to know about, or potentially if you want to boost like brand recognition. Then further down the funnel, we have our consideration objective. So this is about getting users to interact, to explore, and to make sure that they're leaned in and engaged. So we have several options, several objectives available. So we have our video views, we have our pre-roll views, we have our app installs, we have our website traffic, and we have our engagement. So You would use video views to capture attention. You would use your pre-roll views to pre-roll premium content. Again, we'll talk about that further down. We have our app installs, which are obviously, to drive users that are actually most likely to download that app. And then we have our website traffic, which is to target users who are most likely to click onto the site. And then we have our engagements to get users to actually start clicking and engaging with the ad itself. For example, if you're selecting video views, it tells us, as I said, it tells our X algorithm to find the people who are most likely to watch this video. It's potentially videos that they're already watching, and it means that your message hits right where people are at the right time, the right people at the right time. And then the conversion objective,
which is our personal favorite.
That is kind of where we keep saying when we're saying that we're driving people to buy. So it is when your campaign drives direct business through our results. So we have within our conversion objectives, we have our sales objectives, which encourages users to purchase. We have our app reinstallments, which is to encourage returning customers. And then we have our keyword ads. So this is to reach users who have high intent in real-time conversation. The way our objective works is that they prioritize the users, as I said, who are most likely to convert. So they're most likely to take that particular action, whether it's purchase, whether it's a sign up, and whether it's download, whatever it is, the way it will reach those people at the right time.
Totally.
Alrighty, so I'm going to pass you over back to Jessie to talk about how we can get the right ads and the right content.
Totally. So I love being creative. So here we're going to talk about designing into strong ads on our platform. So great campaigns don't just depend on the right objective, they also depend on the right execution. So doing it the right way. So next, let's break down exactly what it needs for an ad to stand out on X. From creative copy to call to action, simple techniques can get you a really long way on our platform. So I'm going to talk through all of them and their benefits. So X ads, as most of you probably know, are labeled as promoted, but they look and they feel just like regular posts on a timeline. People can repost them, they can like them, just like any other content on the platform. Sometimes I don't even realize I'm getting an ad because it's something that I would usually engage with all the time, which is great. This native format blends seamlessly into the feed, making your brand a part of the conversation, not just inserting where maybe it's not as relevant. Okay, so now we're going to talk about standing out without standing in the way, some creative tips. So we recommend using strong visuals, strong videos that have clear audio, that are short, punchy copy that will have some sort of call to action to it. So what I mean by call to action is that at least I know that when I see click here or read now or download this, like I'm more likely to do it when they're telling me to do something, when an ad is telling me to do something. So having that small call to action at the bottom of your ad can make a big difference, probably more than you even realize. So these formats are proven to increase engagement and help your message stick with people in a very competitive space. And while ads are highly visible, we also prioritize the user experience on our platform. So we're managing frequency to make sure people aren't seeing your ads too much, making sure, like I said, they're relevant and definitely not repetitive, because we don't like that.
So we've all seen those types of ads that look, look spammy and the high quality content. On X, we really prioritize reaching our audience with these high quality videos, images, and we really encourage you guys to do the same, because that's what's going to perform. That's what the algorithm prioritizes, and that's what's going to perform well. So as Jessie said, keeping it within videos, clear images, high quality images, keeping the content short, punchy, and keeping it mobile first. As we said, as we mentioned, our users are more likely to buy on mobile. So in ensuring that the user experience on the platform is as seamless and you're actually delivering good content. So that's exactly what you meant when you're saying, stand out without standing in the way.
Yeah. And Also, I'm going to get into, well, we'll just head to the next slide and we can talk more about it. So we are going to be creating the wow effect on our platform, what we like to call the 3Cs. So copy, creative, and call to action. These are all 3 key components to running an ad on our platform. So in terms of copy, which I said when we were going back to the header image the bio in your profile, these words are important and they have meaning. So in terms of copy, we recommend keeping it simple, concise language that grabs attention under 100 characters. Remember, people are looking at this for 5 seconds, so we want to make sure that they're getting what they need. Also recommend not having like more than one emoji. I always like no emojis at all in my copy when I see ads. I think they just look better. I don't know why. So that's like a tip that I recommend personally. And creating some sense of urgency. So when I see limited time offer, shop now, offer ending soon, those are keywords, call to action words that will give someone a sense of urgency on now is the time to buy, especially during Black Friday. That now's the only chance that you'll get 50% off of that shirt that you've always wanted.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, but it really does work. It has a huge impact. When we have compared ads in the past that doesn't include a call to action versus ones that does, the ones that have the call to action obviously perform insanely well in comparison, and they really the results are like speak for themselves. So definitely make sure that you include that, especially as we come up to the holiday season.
Yeah, and have some character. We like that too.
Alrighty, so Grok. We have a very exciting new feature in our ads manager, which is our pre-fill with Grok. So this is in the ads manager, and you can get basically your campaign ready in minutes. So in ads manager, for the conversion objective, all you need to do is to enter your website or your landing page in there. You can see it, and you click pre-fill with Grok. So Grok will generate some options for some tailored ad copy. It will suggest some, you can see them there. There's different examples. It will also suggest some imagery that you could use and some compelling call to action options. So the good news is that all of this is optional and totally adjustable. So it's more, you can use it as to provide you more for inspiration. You don't have to use any of it, but it's definitely an interesting tool to try and test and learn from.
Grok is creative. Yeah. I've been using it so much lately, and I'm like, wow, I really would have never thought of that. It's like my best friend.
Yeah,
doesn't talk back to me.
Your companion.
Exactly.
So the good news is that Grok is with Grok that you are still in total control. So again, as we will say, and as we continue this road to holiday, you will not stop hearing us say, when it comes to like getting especially your conversion campaign set up, testing and learning is key. So, testing your copy, testing your creative, testing your call to action, seeing what is the right fit for you and your brand with that particular audience. Also always on strategy. So we already chatted earlier on as well about how early the conversation starts to happen on X. So we would always recommend that you can have an always on strategy. So it's not that you're just showing up occasionally, you're not just showing up in these big moments, that you've already built this audience who are ready to engage. And this will make these big moments, these big consumer moments like Black Friday, these big sales that are happening, it will make them a lot more impactful. So a consistent presence supports like the full funnel strategy. So we would recommend, that you have your campaign set up, that you have awareness, that you're building your brand, consideration, that you're building a community, you're getting people to engage, and then ultimately you're driving them down the funnel to buy. We also have a product called Amplify Marketplace.
My favorite product.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool product. And your ads can basically pre-roll before top quality content that's relevant to your audience. So we have seen that this builds 20%, there's a 20% increase in brand recall when you have the Amplify Marketplace also aligned with an always on strategy. And again, this has a huge impact on these big consumer moments. And you can see it in your results.
Yeah, I also feel like I've been learning so much about like different and new brands, especially smaller ones, because Fashion Week is coming up. So I'm really excited about all like the Amplify that will go with that.
Yeah, and then all the fashion brands that are going to be running their performance campaigns that will align with the conversation that's
Yeah.
happening around Fashion Week.
So now's like a great time to insert yourself in that narrative.
Okay, so I'm going to pass it over back to Jessie, and we're going to talk about some
Cases.
case studies and some kind of best practice.
Yeah, so I know you're probably wondering, this is all great and amazing, but we want to see the receipts, the proof, the timeline, the screenshots. Here they are. So take Nexters, which is going to be on the page here. So this is a gaming company who use X to engage users and inspired them to delve into their latest game. So
Hero Wars. Anybody a fan of Hero Wars? I'm a big fan of the gaming world on X, and it thrives.
Yeah, I kind of want to like get involved because I've had FOMO. But this ad did really well on our platform. And yeah, so on the next one, this gaming company who also use X ads to drive enrollments to their educational programs, who saw 3x return on ad spend, which is crazy. Their CPMs experienced an estimated 80% reduction, showcasing a level of cost optimization that set new industry standards. So we are setting precedents here on the platform, and we have the numbers to prove it.
There was also a 40% reduction in their CPCs. So that not only attracted more clicks to the website, it also then significantly increased the user engagement within their services as well. Then our next one, we have
Dreher Bookstore.
Dreher Bookstore. I can't say that in my Irish accent.
I am a book nerd, so this is definitely for me. So they wanted to acquire some new customers. What better place to do it than X? They also wanted to drive website traffic to their range of Samsung TVs by promoting impressive discounts on our platform. They ended up lowering their cost per site visit by 51% while doubling their site visit rate. Whether your goal is upper funnel, middle funnel, or lower funnel, X is happy to get you there efficiently. And we are here to help you along the way, especially those ad specialists that we mentioned previously. So now I'm going to continue on with talking about some campaign creation. So now that we talked about the best practices, showed you how to be creative on their platform, we are going to break down how to be successful on our platform by campaign creation, talking about budgets. We'll walk through a first campaign. It's designed to be simple and quick. So we are going to help you get there. So we start.
So getting your, creating your account for the first time. So if you want to select your country and the time zone, and then add your payment information. So add in your credit card details.
Yeah, and important that once you set your time zone and country, you can't change it. So I learned that the hard way.
Then to get started, you can click create campaign from the Ads Manager homepage in the upper right hand corner of the screen. We recommend naming your campaign with a consistent naming convention. That's again something myself and Jessie have learned the hard way. And it can help you. It really helps when it comes to tracking, when you want to like pull your results, when you want to analyze, make sure that you have a correct naming convention, and that will give the details of the campaign. So potentially it could be, the product that you're trying to run, the market that you're targeting, the audience, or an example of the creative, just whatever is easy for you to understand from first glance. Then we would recommend, so then when you choose your objective that we walked through earlier. So again, conversion is there by default, but you can also select anything from awareness, consideration, whatever the goal is for your campaign.
Yeah.
And then we'll add any additional targeting criteria. So for example, your country, your gender, age, and then enter the budget information.
And to talk a little bit a little bit more about targeting, which is very important on our platform. So this is where you define who sees your ad based on your ideal customer. So this is made to be easy and very simple on Ads Manager. So you can customize by a variety of factors, including key attributions like location, gender, age, and more. What really makes targeting on X powerful is our AI tool called optimized targeting,
So
which I love.
yeah, and the good news is that is a default now, so that is automatically turned on.
Yeah. So optimized targeting has shown huge success on our platform, as we know, with an average of 10% increase in click-through rates and a 16% increase in conversion rates, which are super important for the holiday season. So we're making sure that that optimized targeting toggle is always clicked on. And if you want to stay a part of the cultural conversation, using keyword targeting to place your ads at the right place at the right time, like sports, entertainment, or real life moments that we were talking about earlier. Keyword targeting is great. So these tools will help you reach the right audience, stay relevant, and tap into a new potential new audience. With over 500 million active users on our platform, who knows who you'll reach and who knows who will buy.
Yeah, so next we want to chat about the budget and then your campaign goals in the return on investment tab. So we would recommend that you start by setting a daily budget that works for you. So obviously small investments go a long way, but we would always recommend that $100 a day would be our average recommendation.
We want to make sure people are seeing that return.
Exactly.
So having a budget that works with you and your company and us and your ad specialist here at X, we can figure that out for you.
Totally. And as I said, that's our recommendation, but small investments go a long way. Then
bigger events go longer way though.
Yes. Then choose your conversion event to track. So if you want to track your website visits, purchases, app downloads, you can select that there. And then from there, it's now time to build the ad.
Final step. We've made it.
Yeah.
Apply your creative.
So Jessie touched on this earlier, but obviously you want to make sure that you have your 3 C's. So that's your ad copy, your creative. So that's your image or your video. And then of course you want to make sure that you have that call to action URL included.
Totally.
You can also use, as I mentioned, the pre-fill with Grok to apply any of these changes. Again, you can get inspiration. You don't have to use any of them. You can test what copy works, what creative works, and what call to action works for your particular brand. And then once you're happy with how everything looks, you can then just go ahead and launch your campaign. And just like that, the campaign is live, and you'll start to see the results. So again, one really key important factor as well to consider before you launch is two key components when it comes to campaign creation is your investment strategy. So we kind of touched on that earlier. So let's just talk about your bidding strategy and how to get the most out of your budget. So our X platform is an auction-based system. So you can choose automatic bidding, and that is where X's algorithm optimizes towards the best results. So you can have your auto bid, or then we can also select manual bidding, and that gives you control over the costs that you pay per action, like a click or a conversion. Again, we would always recommend that you set up auto bid because it allows the algorithm to find the right bid at the right time for your particular audience that you're trying to reach. The best part, as I said, it's an auction-based platform, so you only pay what's needed to win the auction up to your bid. So for example, if you set a $2 bid for a click, and the auction clears it at $1.50, then you only pay $1.50.
You just save 50 cents.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
It's efficient, it's flexible, and it ensures that you're getting the return on your investment, and you're getting the most out of every dollar that you spent. And again, most often we see that this is a lower cost than our competing platforms as well. So that's also a very important point.
We just went through it all.
Yeah. Okay. So
we have some tips.
We have some tips. So So tips for activating on X. So again, as we said, and we will keep saying on this whole road to holiday, make sure that you have a strong call to action. So as we said, people on X have, you know, a strong passion to shop online and in store, especially during these key holiday moments. So we want to make sure that your ad products that
Align with that.
ensure that our ad products encourage these users to shop and actually take that action. We have our website cards and our clickable pre-roll campaigns that can be used to encourage these users to actually visit your website and shop directly, and include any of the other assets from your in-store messaging as well. And then
we have another tip.
Yes. So again, this is kind of what I touched on earlier. So we want to make sure that you lean into these key holiday events early. So again, as we said, the people on X are more likely to shop during obviously major shop holiday events when we compare them to our non-X users. The conversation and the trends are beginning even earlier. So as we said, they've already started to begin from July to August. As I said, the biggest peak is between October to November. So again, you want to make sure that you capitalize on the conversation that's already happening by promoting, you know, these holiday deals, sales that are happening, and you want to make sure that you are starting to post about it, making sure people are aware. You want to build that audience already so when these big moments happen, they are there and they're already engaged. So again, you can do this through some of our Amplify products that we mentioned, like the Amplify marketplace, or all through our full funnel ad solutions as well. And then
it's very brand safe also, so you know.
Yes. And then so I guess we have time for, are we going to do a bit of a Q&A? We have our lovely assistant here beside us. Sorry, she's just gonna, thank you very much. Okay.
That was so fun. Thank you all for joining. And feel free to pop any questions in the chat. We're happy to answer. If you have any specific questions, then you can get in contact with an ad specialist as well, like we said earlier.
So somebody said, in relation to the 2024 key holiday dates, when is the most commerce happening on X? So sales, not conversation. So again, I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but the conversation or the sales that are actually happening on the platform, we see them, the buyer behavior spike in November, we would say. So around like the Black Friday mark, Cyber Monday, there's, I think, small business Saturday. So from October to November is when we kind of see the actual sales come in. I'm just looking at these. How much time do users actually spend looking at the profiles of advertisers? So I don't have a direct, I guess, number for you to offhand. We could potentially include that in our resources afterwards. But we have found that our users, when you see an ad, you often users, we can see that they click in directly into the profile, and I think, and often that is because they're checking authenticity, they're checking community, they're making sure that this is like a real business. They're trying to find out more information. So while they might directly buy from the ad, they're also, that's why it's so important to make sure that your profile is there and it, like, the legitimacy is, you have the legitimacy to back up the actual ad campaigns.
Also, Shauna, going off of that, people are spending a lot of money during the holiday season, so they want to make sure that the money that they're spending is going to a place that they like align with and they feel like is a cool brand that's relevant and has great values. So I feel like adding that important bio, adding that cool header, having a great profile picture, like that setup seems simple, but it really is important.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Somebody as well just said, I've dipped my toe into ads. My sense is for a very small business costs are very high. Is that, okay, it's disappeared, but is that accurate? So when we were talking about earlier, like the budget conversation, small budgets go a long way no matter what. But I think what the key important thing is, and this is why it's important, like you can reach out to like some of our ad specialists to get advice on this, is making sure that the objective that you choose is the most cost effective one for your business. So if you have a small budget, there's so much that we can do on the platform, but it's just making sure that when you choose your objective, it's the correct objective, and that you've selected your auto bid and all of those things. And yeah, that's kind of what I would say. I'd say it's 100%. There's room for large budgets, small budgets, any sort of budgets, but you just have to be mindful of, I guess, how we the strategic,
set them up, yeah,
the strategy. I saw that you said that X recommends $100 a day. Have you seen success for startup companies that can't afford to that much to start? So 100%. Again, we'd say, we're saying 100 a day as a standard that we can a standard across all objectives, let's say. But again, I think we've seen like success for all budget sizes, of course. But again, as I said, it's just making sure that whatever, the campaign that you're setting up is based on the right objective, and then also making sure that it aligns, like it is realistic to be able to align with your goals. So if you're looking to sell a product that is $5,000 a day, it's going to be, or $5,000, that particular product is $5,000, $100, it's going to be harder to reach that particular person that is going to be able to have enough to spend $5,000.
This is where that bidding comes in that Shauna was talking about earlier.
Yeah. And then, is it true that the use of emojis and hashtag will affect if your ads get seen? So yes, this is a really good question. So we have had some updates,
policy changes,
in our policies, and the reason we have had these updates is because we want to make sure, as we said, we want our ads to be really high quality content. So again, when it comes to the algorithm, we would recommend only ever using either no emojis or one emoji maximum, one or none, and then hashtags are no more. So
rip
hashtags. But the reason why is because we want our content, like we want to have the best user experience on the platform, and often we have found that like having these hashtags actually doesn't have an impact on the ad performance. So we would definitely recommend that, if you have any of these campaigns live that have more than one emoji and hashtags, to
update that copy,
update it, and you'll definitely see better performance overall. Okay,
I think that's like all the time that we have. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. It was so great being here with you. As we go along, there'll be plenty more of these sessions to like get closer and closer to the holiday season. But if you're interested in having a free consultation around your strategy and set up on X, you can scan this QR code now and we can connect you with someone to give you a more personalized, tailored approach. Shauna, any last words here?
No. Well, yeah, thanks so much everyone for joining. As Jessie said, we have amazing ad specialists who are willing and able and are ready to work on, like they are really ready to work on our like road to holiday and we want to help and enable and empower SMBs to thrive on the platform especially over these big holiday moments. And we have these amazing ad specialists who are ready to help you. They're ready to help you get your campaign set up, to send over recommendations, optimizations. So if that is something that is of interest to you, I would recommend, obviously, as Jessie said, scanning this QR code, and we will get some, they will reach out to you, and keep an eye out. For the road to holiday, we have so many webinars coming up. We want to bring our advertisers, as we said, through the full process, the full funnel from the very start, we're getting started, all the way down to like driving people to buy. We want you to know about the users on the platform, the audience, what makes X unique. We have a full journey ahead of us, and we're excited to kick this off.
Yeah.
Jessie and I next week are also hosting a spaces. So we have a beautiful assistant over here, Jenna, who is collecting some of the Q&As that you guys have sent in, and we will be addressing some of the common issues that we've seen some, advertisers face, and it'll be similar to this, but more of a conversation, and kind of we'll be looking at real life scenarios based on kind of some of the information that people have sent in.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Thank you all so much. We had a great time. We hope you did too, and you learned something. Shauna, great work. My co-host here. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.